So Disney Plus comes out soon, which means Netflix is essentially dead. Or is it? Hi everyone, I'm Joe from Go and Ghost Podcast, and I have a few ways that Netflix can not only survive these streaming wars, but come out on top. So the first thing Netflix has to do is abandon the phrase, if you throw enough crap at the wall, some of it's bound to stick. Because that seems like all they're trying to do. They're just pumping out more and more original content, which they control the money for, which is great. But the problem is they're not spending the money on the script or the story or anything really important. They're just getting a bunch of high profile actors and hoping that it sells the movie.
Wow.
Nice.
So let's take a quick look at the five biggest budget Netflix movies they have out right now. Bright, $90 million. It was crap. They set up a really beautiful world. They should have made this into a TV show, but instead they wanted to go with some racially charged medieval fantasy world that just was awful. There was not much redeeming about this movie. They were trying to push out a soundtrack that was okay, and they just had no idea where they were going with it. Like I said, this should have been a TV show and a lot better written. The next thing is War Machine. It was okay. It was $60 million. It was an okay movie. That's about it. I kind of watched it one time. It was enjoyable. It's not something I'm ever really gonna put on again. Then we have Okja, $50 million. It was actually a pretty good movie, but it really wasn't something that I'm gonna watch over and over again. So $50 million for something that made me spend 2 hours and go, hey, that was pretty good, and that was it. Then there's Death Note, $40 to $50 million they estimated for it. It was okay. I mean, it was better than the TV show. In fact, I put it on because I watched the TV show and I thought the TV show was crap. So I'm thinking, okay, how are they going to make this actually good? It wasn't bad. The acting was really, really good, and I'm not really going to watch it again. And then lastly, there's The Irishman, $100 million. Now, I don't know how much Bird Box cost to make, but I bet it really cost a lot of money to make this movie because Sandra Bullock was in it and John Malkovich, and they look like they spent a ton of money on things, but it was just a really, really dumb movie. It was an interesting concept, and that's the biggest problem with Netflix is that they create a lot of buzz. The trailers are really, really great. Like I said, they have these really big, high-profile actors and actresses, and you're thinking, how could this possibly fail? But then you start watching it, and it's an interesting concept, and then as usual, it just falls apart in the end. And that's the problem. Netflix's biggest problem is that they're focusing too much on subscriptions and not trying to expand their brand to other areas. They're not really merchandising a lot. I mean, you look on at like Hot Topic and places like that sell memorabilia, it's just Stranger Things and Netflix and chill shows. That's that's it. They're not really doing a lot. So merchandising should be one of the biggest money makers that they have available to them. I think what they should do, maybe like for example the TV show The Ranch, after an episode's done, it would say go to the next episode or go to the Netflix store of it. And then you click on it and then there's a whole line of ranch, cups, shirts, everything. But the problem is you cannot jack the prices up though. It has to be a reasonable price though. You're trying to make a network. You are destroying cable television, and they're doing it the right way. So just imagine if they put merchandising for all this gigantic array of products, but at a reasonable low cost. They're gonna they're gonna destroy. If Toys R Us was still around a couple more years, they would destroy Toys R Us because everything's gonna be such lower price. You don't even have to partner with Amazon or something like that though. You could just sell it straight from your store, charge like $3 for shipping because shipping doesn't cost that much. You're making a profit on everything. Just go with that. Now, Netflix is never ever going to use ads, and they never should. In fact, they've done a bunch of polls where people said if they start putting ads on it, they're going to start dropping it. So how do you put ads in something without making it obvious and taking away from the movie? Product placement. The other day I was watching Aquaman, and they had a scene where they're taking a family photo, and it paused for a second and a half on a Nikon camera. That's a product. Nikon pays for that, to have their stuff in there. Look at Transformers. Most of the time, you're just seeing product placement. I remember the first one, some Allspark blew up and started making machines into killer robots. There was an Oreo machine, there were vending machines. Those are products. Companies are going to pay you money to put their product in there. And that's what you do. Again, more costs you're taking away. So if you have a movie with low to medium budget actors and actresses, a really, really, really good script, and a lot of subtle product placement, you're going to make money off of it without spending a lot. Now, this next idea for product placement might be a little bit out there, but I watch a lot of ESPN, and they have, for example, the Stephen A. Smith show and the Dan Le Batard show. You can watch it on TV, and when you put it on, it's just them sitting at a desk in front of a microphone. But you can listen to the same exact thing on the radio. But when you watch it on TV, they have products in the background. They have little things here and there, Nike, sodas, and stuff like that. Sometimes they have, I don't know, Fiji water on the table, or Dasani or something like that. Those are products. So what if Netflix goes into the podcast game? Because I know a lot of the times, especially with Netflix original stuff, you could download it to your phone and listen to it without using any data, which I love doing all the time. So imagine if they had podcasts, if they talked about sports, movies, I don't know, video games, media, or just their own news station or something like that. But they have products in the background. Companies are going to pay to have that up there, and they'll make money off of it. And if it's a podcast, you can have it as a weekly show. You don't have to bang out 12 episodes quickly, though, because again, it's stuff that's current going on. So if you have that current stuff happening week by week that the people are putting out their products for, again, that's a product. That's money for you. I really think that Netflix should also do deals with video game companies like PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. All these com sorry, all these companies have a built-in fan base. And if you're making a Netflix original TV show or movie, that's a whole new stream of content you could put out there, a whole new stream of merchandising, and you could explore it even more. Now, I have the Xbox One Game Pass, and it's just a gigantic, it's like a Netflix library for video games. And I love that because I could just keep downloading different games and it only costs me $10 a month. And now I'm going to read you a list of games that I came up with that I think if they made a Netflix TV show or movie about, it'll be incredible. Let's start off with Absolver, Agents of Mayhem, Banjo-Kazooie, Borderlands, Crackdown, Darksiders, Dead Island, Dead Rising, Deus Ex, Devil May Cry, Doom, but the video game. Okay, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that random spin-off. It had nothing to do with anything, except the fact that it took place on Mars and there were some demons there. Do an actual Doom video game based movie, especially with the blood and gore they have in the recent games, that would be awesome. Fallout. There's nothing out of Fallout. Why haven't they done a TV show or movie? It would be incredible. Fable. Fable is pretty much like Bright. That would be great. A mythological fantasy world with this gigantic cast of things you could put in it. Gears of War. You can't go wrong with Gears of War. Just make it about the game. If anything, do a shot for shot remake. Who the hell cares? People are gonna love it because we've never seen Gears of War on a big screen like that before. Just Cause, Halo, Mass Effect, Metal Gear, Metro, Shadow of Mordor. Maybe doing something Lord of the Rings based would be great. I mean, I cannot see Peter Jackson saying, hey, I don't want to put my content out there. I think that would be fantastic if you partner up with studios that could do Lord of the Rings and make it into a Netflix TV show and movie. Be perfect. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I hear that they might make a movie or something like that. I just see it in the works. But again, it's been crap as long as I've been alive. I've been alive in the 1990s. I've seen all the movies. They were terrible. Do it good. Do it based on the video games, even the new ones, MK9, 10. They were fantastic storylines. Do that. Ninja Gaiden would be great. Ori and the Blind Forest. Payday. Perfect Dark. Marvel has Black Widow. If you make a perfect dark movie or TV show, you are combating with Black Widow, and you are gonna steal everyone that loves Black Widow if you make this correct. Resident Evil. I've been a huge fan of them my entire life. The movies have been garbage. I don't understand how you can make a movie about a video game and have nothing to do with it. Makes no sense. Tomb Raider. The movie was okay. I thought it was okay. It was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be, and my expectations were really, really bad. Sea of Thieves. That's like the biggest game out there. Everyone loves it, apparently, except me. I don't understand it. But again, it's a movie. I mean, it's a game that people love, and if they made content of it with a TV show or movie, especially with the graphics that they have with it, I'd love to see that. State of Decay, another zombie. Again, I name a few zombie games out there. Walking Dead is was a really, really long running show that everyone loved. Make the next wave of it. And don't make that random spin-off that they had, whatever it was. I forgot off the top of my head. Netflix made a zombie TV show. It was okay. It didn't blow me away at all. Back to the list up. We Happy Few. We Happy Few, sadly, I would love to see that into a movie, but I would like to see them do it in a different direction because it felt like a lot of Netflix content where it's a really, really great setup and then really falls apart in the end. We Happy Few, brilliant, beautiful concept, really unique. All they have to do is just make it a little bit better, tighten it up, it'll be awesome. Last is Wolfenstein. Just like Doom, make it about the game. Even take the brand new ones that weren't as great as the original, but the new ones are still really, really good and really cinematic. Those are just from the Xbox One Game Pass of games that I've played so far, and there's a gigantic array of other games out there that I've never played or ever even heard of. Also, I don't have a PlayStation. God knows how much stuff is on there. And Nintendo, all I know is Super Smash Bros. And the characters from that. There is so much you can do, and I hear that they are making a Link TV show. Don't know how true that is, but if they make it the game, you have a box office winner, which you can merchandise the hell out of it and win. Now, Netflix doesn't have any ads, but YouTube does. And yes, YouTube has their own streaming service that I have not heard anything about except the Karate Kid, and I probably never will. Utilize YouTube more. Netflix, you don't have any of the behind the scenes, the making of. Put that on YouTube. Just start throwing out stuff on YouTube. Start just all the behind the scenes stuff. Don't even put it on Netflix. Just throw it on YouTube. You will make money off of their ads promoting your stuff. So you can have the TV show, the movie ends, say, "Oh, click this link to go to our YouTube page." Bam, there it is. You're bringing everyone together with it. You're making money off of YouTube that is trying to make their own streaming service. They are failing with it because their content isn't good or worth watching. Netflix, yours is. Utilize YouTube, take their ideas for ads, and start using it. Disney has the Avengers. Netflix, make your own superhero group. Do not do something like the Umbrella Academy again. It was an okay book. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible TV show. Make your own superhero team, original characters. I said before, partnering with some of these other companies is great, but when you start getting into the superhero business, you can capitalize TV shirts, memorabilia, toys, Lego sets, every single thing you can do that Marvel's doing, do it the same way. Just for God's sakes, do not do the DC route where they just jump into a movie with five different heroes and say, "Hey, you guys should know these people. We don't need to explain their backstories." Have brand new original characters and build them up and make them the focal point. Besides copying the Avengers, Netflix should also be stealing every single idea that Disney comes up with. Disney did Big Hero 6, you made Next Gen. It wasn't as good, but it was still enjoyable. I felt like it kind of dropped here and there. But overall, Next Gen wasn't a really bad movie, but it felt like a Big Hero 6 movie. And that's the thing you should do. Whatever Disney puts out there, you copy it. Make something else of it. They're doing superheroes, you're doing superheroes. Look at the other companies, AMC, The Walking Dead. You make a ton of zombie stuff that's actually good, unlike that other crap that you guys are pumping out, that other original content zombie crap. Don't do that. It wasn't good. It just felt like you were trying to say, hey, you know what? Zombies are pretty good right now. We're going to make zombies. Take everything from everyone else and make it better. Just because you're making a superhero show does not mean it's going to be the greatest thing ever. Just because you're making a zombie show doesn't mean it's going to be the greatest show ever. Do it better than them. Game of Thrones just ended, and now HBO is trying to make prequels and crap like that. Create your own Game of Thrones world. Even though they're on top of the world right now, let's take a look at some of the recent things that Disney has pumped out, especially in the world of superheroes. Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, was amazing. I loved it. It's probably one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. The second one was absolute garbage. It was just how many jokes can we possibly put into this movie? It wasn't entertaining, it wasn't fun, it was boring and just made me want to leave. Spider-Man Homecoming was an incredible movie. Spider-Man Far From Home, crap. I don't care how much money something makes, okay? The Kardashians make a ton of money. I cannot tell you a single thing that their brand is about. I don't know what they do, but they make a lot of money. So just because you make money doesn't mean it's good. I think LeVar Ball had his own TV show for a little bit. Everyone thinks this guy's an idiot, but yet he makes money. I don't care. Just because you make money on something doesn't mean it's good. Do better, Netflix. Do better than Disney, because right now they're doing exactly what you used to do. Where if you just pump out crap, people are going to watch it. And yes, your numbers are really, really high up there, Netflix, but the problem is your subscriptions are going to have to increase in cost and people aren't going to want to have it. And with Disney making their stuff as cheap as they're making it, you're in trouble if you don't follow some of these steps fast. But back to what I was saying about the movies that Disney's making is kind of starting to suck. Star Wars The Force Awakens was a really, really good movie. Star Wars The Last Jedi sucked. Let's look at the spin-off, Rogue One. I loved Rogue One. That might be one of my favorite Star Wars movies, and I was a fan from the beginning. Solo sucked. You see the problem here? They're making money on content that's crap because they have this ridiculously high built-in audience. As we come to a close, let's take a quick look at what I just covered. Number one, focus on the script. Just because you have Sandra Bullock and John Malkovich in a movie does not mean it's going to be good. If what they're saying isn't good, you have to really, really improve your scripts. Most importantly, you have to do the endings better. Apostle, great build up, great characters, great development, crap ending. Number two, you have to up your merchandising game. If you could sell me on a $5 combo set of Sam Elliott mustache and eyebrows, I'm gonna buy that for $5 because it's funny. Do not make me spend $30 just because it has Netflix The Ranch on it. Number three, the store should be on the app. And after I'm done watching a movie or a show, it should direct me to that store where I could buy the content that I just saw. Number four, partner with other companies. Disney is what you're going to war with. So you need allies on your side. Every company that is not associated with Disney is your ally, and you could use them to help beat this giant. Number five, video games. They had a very interesting idea put in the Telltale series on Netflix. I like that idea. But like I said before, partnering with other companies, do the same thing with video games. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, tons and tons of content that you can do. A gargantuan library with a built-in die-hard audience that would line up and watch your stuff and buy your products. And if anything, could bring an old thing like Banjo-Kazooie or Crash Bandicoot back today. Number six, podcast. Yes, you can have it on the TV, and I can download it to my phone, and it'll be a weekly thing. Also, you can utilize iTunes and Spotify and other places like that to put it on there. You're making money off of their ads, and you don't have to bother with people saying, "Oh, I don't want to look at an ad on Netflix." Doesn't matter. The ads are on YouTube, the ads are on Spotify, the ads are on iTunes. Number seven, product placement. Just like Transformers, just like I was saying with the podcast, you can put stuff in the background. You could put a Nikon camera on a desk and Nikon will give you money for it. Number eight, copy Disney in every aspect. Disney has the Avengers. Disney has their own line of princesses. Make your own superheroes. Make your own princesses. Just take everything that they do and think, how can I do it better? Like I said before, make a perfect dark video game movie or video game series. You are taking away from Black Widow. You are having the conversation of who's better, this girl or Black Widow. Create the conversation and you will bring the people there. I think Netflix can not only beat Disney, but beat everyone else too. But let me know what you think in the comments section. Again, I'm Joe from Go and Go's podcast, and thank you so much for tuning in. And let me know what you think about this whole thing.